Every week, players gather at their local game stores. They trade, and they battle valiantly for both fun and glory. But amidst their triumph, only two will make it to the finals to fight. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Final Fights. Tonight, we've got Blue-Purple Luffy versus Yamato. Yamato ended up winning the die roll, taking the play away from Blue-Purple Luffy. I know Blue-Purple Luffy typically likes to take the play to try to ramp as fast as possible up to that 8-9 Dawn to start slamming into play Sanjis and Big Moms and stacking the top of your deck. But we're going to see how well Yamato can fare and how well Blue-Purple Luffy can survive this early game from Yamato. Saw the Momonosuke on one, potentially just going to be a search here off the Momonosuke. Might use the other 2 Dawn just to swing just a 2k check the Luffy, likely a 2k coming out of hand on the other side. If we do swing this 7k. You look at the top 5, look for something pretty here, and we find the Searcher Yamato. Just going to go ahead and pick that up, and potentially just going to play that as well. Just going to keep searching, trying to set up future turns here. So no big 8k swing just yet here. Instead, just going to go for maybe a little bit of searching, trying to find the perfect cards to fill out this mid game before Luffy starts doing some nonsense. But Yamato's got a bit of a clock to work against right now, as once Blue-Purple Luffy kind of gets to its top end, hits that 9-10 Dawn mark, this game's gonna get a whole lot harder for Yamato, unless they find their Hody Jones, right? Hody Jones, a very key card in the matchup here. And yeah, we're gonna swing 6k at lead, gonna go ahead and 1k counter out of that, and then pass back to a good old Blue-Purple Luffy. Likely gonna be a turn of ramping and maybe a little bit of a swing here. We'll see what they decide to do here. Potentially 3 down for a Zoro. Zoro could also just play the Bond Clay from hand here. I think just deciding to go for the Zoro. Maybe the Bond Clay could be a next turn kind of play, or if not, the Nami blocker. Just to swing it into Momonosuke, taking that out, and gonna pass back to a good old Yamato's turn. Yamato got some new upgrades from the starter deck. We saw that 1-cost Yamato Searcher. There's also a new 6-cost, I believe, good old, or I think we're understanding what Hiyori does here for a second here. So yeah, Hiyori can immediately, you can cash that in, play out a 5-cost land of Wano card, and then draw a card off of Hiyori's effect. Make sure that they draw a card here, and that's good old Secret Yamato from OP11, banish and double strike on a 5k body. Pretty strong if it survives this next turn here. We're gonna see a 6k go into lead yet again. Likely going to be a 1k counter potentially out of hand. Definitely don't want to take those first 2 hits. Does make life a little bit harder for Yamato, but because Luffy is already a 3 life leader, all of Yamato's effects are live, right? So the ability to attach Rested Dawn, the ability to play things out of life as well, already enabled, which makes this matchup maybe a little favored towards Yamato here, but we'll see how well this Blue-Purple Luffy deck can navigate through this game. We see the 1k coming off the Nami. Looks like another Nami off the top. Could be the potential play this turn, as the board's getting a little wide. Got some potential threats on the other side. Could potentially see 2 double striking, double attack attacks on this next turn. And the one we care about the most is the double attack banish, right? That one is the one we have to stop, because that one's going to take 2 resources away from the Blue-Purple Luffy player. We'll see what they end up doing here. 6 Dawn could play out the 5-drop Nami. Could also just keep the ramping plan going, but if they keep spending all their time ramping, they may not make it to the end of the game here, so maybe they do have to take a little bit of an intermission turn here. We're gonna see a 1k counter out of a 5k swing, and looks like we're gonna see a 7k swing go now. Likely gonna take that on the Yamato side. At least the first one's free, is what I like to say. And we're gonna see a Nami come down. Nami's gonna draw 3, gonna let good old Luffy filter the hand a little bit here, maybe get some of these bricks out of hand. Just a few not too many bricks in hand. Does have the 9-drop Luffy. No Sanjis in sight just yet here, but likely going to be picking those up here soon. I think we're just going to take 2 bricks and likely throw it on the bottom. Looks like we got an extra, looks like we're going to throw a Gum Gum Giant and just right back on top. So Gum Gum Giant and a Luffy back on top. And we're going to see here, maybe we're hoping that the searches off of the leader ability will be good enough to kind of clear out some of those cards here. Those both very good cards, but you likely want to keep that Luffy on top for some Sanji shenanigans. We're going to see Banish come down on the good old from the Nami on Yamato here. So likely we have 2 different ways to swing double attack Banish here. We'll see how well Luffy can get out of this here. Looks like no matter how you split your Dawn, it's going to be a 2k out of one of them, or a potential block out of the other. We're going to see a 7k swing into lead, just a 2k from hand, and then she's going to swing an 8k double attack banish, which is likely just going to get the block off of Nami. Unfortunately, Yamato's not been able to make any headway into Luffy's life right now, but two big threats on the board. If Luffy doesn't do something about them here, this is going to get a little wild. But we do have the good old God Thread in hand, right? God Thread, kind of the mid-game removal for Luffy. Does KO a 5 or less, so likely going to be able to clean up this 5-drop Yamato here. Unfortunately, no signs of protection on the other side here. We're going to see that cleaned up. Gone away is the board for Yamato. Very unfortunate for Yamato here. Yamato wanted to keep a bit of a board. We see another Nami blocker come down. Gonna draw 3 and then put 2 on the top or bottom. Likely just gonna keep putting non-counter back either on top or the bottom of the deck. We're gonna pass back to Yamato's turn. Not too much on Yamato's side of the board here. Pretty thoroughly cleaned up by Luffy on this last turn, so a little unfortunate for Yamato. Yamato just not having the steam it needs to have right now to push this game towards a potential victory here. Luffy not taking a single life this game so far, and we know on this next turn is when shenanigans are likely going to happen. We see another banish on the leader here, but we have a Nami blocker on the other side. Luffy just kind of seeing everything they need right now. Just counter in hand, multiple blockers in a row to kind of stifle these banish swings here. So very unfortunate, but we're going to see what else Yamato can do. So banish, this is the new Izo card, right? On play, give, I believe, your leader banish, give a character a leader banish, and then 2 Dawn attached, it becomes a blocker, right? So just work off of the Yamato's secondary ability here. So you can just play it out and then use the 2 Dawn you've rested for it to just make it a blocker using Yamato's effect. So we could potentially just have an incidental blocker if he decides that he doesn't want to put the good old Dawn on the Nami. But anyways, Yamato thinking pretty hard. Potentially, maybe a Momonosuke would be pretty solid here. But just being a new a nice 8k rusher threat outside of this leader swing here. Only 4 cards in Blue Purple Luffy's hand, but a little tight right now. Looks like we're already separating the Dawn in a way to where we're kind of not representing, the new Momonosuke. Hody's also solid, right? Hody taps the blocker and lets you get a few swings in. Definitely could punish the hand. Looks like we got 2k, 2k, 1k in hand here. We're gonna see a Yamato come down. Look at the top 5. Gonna search up something here. So see a Hiyori, see a Kikunojo, see a few Momonosuke's here. At least 2 Momonosuke's in the search. Kikunojo probably not as good in this matchup. It's great if it comes out of life, but if you're hard casting it, maybe not the best, as likely it's not really going to get KO'd by anything incidentally. You would likely see a Big Mom put it into life. But I think Yamato's just kind of looking for a curve filler right now, as the Dawn's just not lining up with the plays that they're making so far. And it looks like we're just going to attach to the lead and maybe just go for a 7k swing and then use the other 4 to play the Kikunojo. We get the 2k out of hand, so not even needing it to use the blocker here. Pretty unfortunate. And I think now we're just going to see the Kikunojo come out. Yep, Kikunojo, and then are we going to see an activation? Yep, gonna give him to Izo, make Izo a blocker, and then pass back here. It is time for the shenanigans, and we see the card that Luffy's looking for. That's a 9-drop Sanji. It looks like we also have a Mihawk here. So some very, very solid plays. Looks like we're going into drawing the Luffy off the search, and then drawing the Sanji for turn, and then setting up to allow for a Sanji into Mihawk play. This Mihawk could bottom deck the Kikunojo, making it not a problem at all for the Yamato player. And we see a 6k lead is just a quick 2k check from the Yamato player. Doesn't want to go down to 2 just yet. We're going to see the Sanji into Mihawk. Mihawk going to bottom deck the Kikunojo. Very unfortunate for the Yamato player. Mihawk, a new card that a lot of the some blue purple variants are running. Very, very spicy. I really like that card. I piloted the blue purple deck once, and I tried out Mihawk, and I absolutely love Mihawk. Right, the best target obviously is Big Mom, but Mihawk also felt incredibly strong. into some of these matchups where, you know, they either have on KO effects or they're just, you know, sticky 7 drops, right? 7 is the new 6 right now in this meta, as there's a lot of decks that just incidentally get some of their powerful characters up to 7 cost. So Mihawk being able to get around that while also being a 9k body off of Sanji, incredibly good, incredibly strong. Hands looking a little banish heavy on the Yamato side. Got a few more. It looks like at least another Onami in hand, so we could see another banish swing, but again, it just doesn't matter when there's a blocker on that side of the field. And now we're kind of at the end game now for blue purple Luffy, so they got 1 Dawn up for Gum Gum Giant, so these minuscule swings not nearly as good. And we're gonna just see a double play out and then just a pass off of the an activation and just a pass off the Yamato player. Yamato maybe kind of biding the time here. They know if they swing out with like a Momonosuke, that Momonosuke could just completely get obliterated by one of the 9Ks. But most likely, you know, if they had a little bit of counter in hand, at least a 2K, they could potentially save the Momonosuke here with a block and then a counter, just because once blue purple Luffy starts going, their engine starts flowing, they're likely not going to be using that Dawn for anything other than playing 9 drops here. And we see a 9 drop mom drawn off the top just from the ordering of the Luffy deck, so likely going to see the 9 drop mom come down here. We're going to see a good old swing for 9, going to take that one, no trigger off Yamato, and another swing for 9. This could potentially get a block. Nope, we're just going to take that one as well. Looks like we got a trigger here. Gonna play out the new Kinemon. This is another 2k. This is a body that can come into play if your opponent has 3 or less life. Just a 5k body. And then 6k, so we're gonna get a 2k. We're gonna play out Big Mom. Big Mom is going to take a card and put it into life for both the Luffy player and the yeah. I'm gonna get rid of the Momonosuke. Momonosuke being a 6 cost, very unfortunate for the play here. We're gonna see a quick little draw. I think things are getting a little tight for the Yamato player right now. Luffy's sitting at 4 life, turns off Yamato's abilities here. Looks like there's still 2 Dawn peaked underneath the Izo, but this is looking pretty tough. Yamato just not able to, you know, they kept pouring out the aggression, but blue purple Luffy just kind of had all the answers. They had either incidental 2Ks, looks like they had, you know, had a ton of 2Ks this game, or just having you know, a blocker every single turn just to stop these nonsense plays, right? And now, you know, we're in the end game now. The door for Yamato is cracked at this point. It's almost shut. Because now we've got potentially 3 9Ks or more on this next turn swinging into life here. And we're going to see Hiyori come into play. Hiyori, we're going to add the bottom card to hand, put a card onto life. And I think potentially just to put something to get the Momonosuke back, I think is what the plan was here. We're going to attach 2 to the Nekomomoshi. Nekomomoshi can attack active characters, so we could see a 7k swing into the Nami just to kind of take it out here. But with a bit of counter in hand, I think 2 2Ks, a 1K, and a Gum Gum Giant. It's going to be pretty solid here. We're going to see a big old swing into Nami here. I think that's at least a 8K swing. So, you know, 2K, 1K to get it out. We did lose the blocker here, which is great for Yamato's side. But Gum Gum Giant's going to, and all those 2Ks are just going to mess up this plan here. Because I see that likely this could be an Onami play, right? Onami. But we could also just play out the Momonosuke that we added to hand. But things are looking a little tight now, incredibly rough, and I just don't see how Yamato could be able to pilot this right now, just with the amount of Dawn they have left, the amount of characters on board, and just looking at Luffy's hand and for life. This is very, very, very unfortunate. I think this game is pretty much over at this point. I think the Yamato player is starting to notice this. You can tell they're getting a little shaky here, even almost playing the Onami. But we're going to see a 6k lead. They're just going to take that one. Again, it's free right now. We're going to see another 6k lead. Just going to 1k counter. And then 7k at lead here. Did a 2k counter. And I think the door is promptly slammed at this point, as Yamato just kind of trying their best, right, to just continue to poke the player. Just hope that Luffy was bricked a little bit, right? With these set of attacks right here, you would have to hope that Luffy was completely bricked, but we knew that there was at least 1 2k in hand. But we're just going to see the Luffy player go into their turn here, but I think Yamato is just about to concede here. as things are looking pretty tough. We see a 2K and then a draw of the pudding, and then we're just going to see a concede off of Yamato as, yeah, very likely that they have game here. They did not attach any down to their blocker, so they had no blocker, as well as only 2 life and two cards in hand. So not great. Unfortunately, Yamato just not able to crack through when they could. Purple Luffy playing a very defensive game, and they just, you know, doing what it does best, playing 9 drops. Anyways, if you enjoy this type of content, definitely subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.